Assalamu alaikum. Hello, people, and welcome to my fourth part of the whole painting process. I really like to point out that I wish there was some way to make these videos shorter, but I don't think there is a way. That would mean I would be skimming a lot of live demonstration, losing all those step by step details, which I think is a bad idea. Anyway, so today I want to take things a bit slow. Mind you, this is 10-minute video. So I want to state something personal, not about me, but about all those people who seek me out and over criticize their own self. They're too hard on themselves. I want to talk about us as a community of creative individuals, about us as artists, designers, professionals, and as human beings. We are human, we have emotions, we have feelings. Good days and bad days come. When it comes to the mindset of an artist or a painter or any creative individual, the world around us can sometimes be like a chaotic storm. There are economical issues, family issues, and other related things. And we are all in a way battling our demons, trying to find that peace. Remember, peace of mind is invaluable. It cannot be bought. Nothing is more invaluable than your peace of mind. Sometimes we don't realize what's happening, what's coming, because it's a commonplace for us. It's the way we think, we solve, the way we live, and tend to take small things for granted. Just how many amazing, chaotic things we have to solve, overcome, and emotionally, mentally, financially, professionally, physically, sometimes there's a whole plethora of battles we have to resolve. So take it slow. When you're meeting someone new, give them a chance. Trust them. Don't run after what's the most popular thing. Don't follow the herd. People make mistakes. Forgive them. But remember and try to be patient with your struggles. Things take time. There is no one artist, perfect artist, designer, or craftsman, or an architect that can just magically happen overnight. There are numerous styles of art out there. Nobody is supreme. There are different ways of establishing craft, skill, and work, quite frankly. So train yourself, keep moving to become better and better with your skill and vision. Curb your emotions and temper, use them practically. Try to visualize things over other people can't see. We are students of humanity and science. And remember, as I always say, art is science. So let's get into it. Do remember, all of this process that I'm sharing with you comes under the initial steps, which is called the underpainting. Painting, as I said before, requires a lot of time, and any form of art, or be that design which you're planning to produce from scratch, is going to require several hours of labor intensive work. So before you come to a point where you abandon, by the way, it is said a great work of art is never finished, merely abandoned, which means in the eyes of those who anxiously seek perfection, a work is never truly completed, yet abandoned. It is sort of an accident comparable of letting it go, that the idea through which you first started has now become so tiring or frustrating that one has lost all interest in it. So this usually happens, but try to avoid it, and the trick is leave it alone for some time, look at it for days, try to analyze your work, shape it, design it, and complete it. Take your time in producing your art pieces. Okay, for this project, I have been heavily relying on my palette series 2. If you guys want to order it, there are 2 weeks of waiting period. Do try out my innovative palette design. The best part is it is lightweight, it won't scratch, and you can easily clean it. So do check it out. Anyway, moving on. So at this stage, I'm blocking major area of the hair, as you've seen, known as the mane, with size 10 brush. Filbert with mixture of black and cadmium red, more towards the black reddish tone. To me, the black mane of the horse seems to be more towards the dark reddish black. Remember, when you're layering your initial values, until you get your canvas covered, the colors may seem a bit off. These colors may look too dark to your eyes because you're sitting on stained toned canvas. After a while, this is going to oxidize and turn into a warm dark brown. Remember to observe your paint, how your paint reacts. Make notes while you're painting. This is a crucial step. Drawing and painting is all about observation and experimentation. Remember my words, this is science. As I move downwards to the skin tone of the horse, it is important to understand the color of your horse that you're attempting to paint. In my reference, it is a bay. Bay is a hair coat displaying beautiful reddish brown with black point of coloration on the mane, tail, and edges of the ear. I always start with the darkest tone in this case. To achieve the bay hair tone, I added 50% ochre, 20% black, and 30% cadmium red. This is rough estimate. This ensures I get really warm hot chroma. Black is to make it dark and slightly tone down the hot vibrancy of ochre and red. I am beginning to think, which I do a lot. I think a lot, frankly, and people have to push me not to think too much. But this project, I guess, is going to take me forever. It's one of those projects, it is the beginning to take a shape of an ambitious project. I admire master painters from the past. One of them is Rosa Bonheur, who painted amazing horses. Let me tell you, if you can paint a horse like it's meant to be painted, you've done it all. This is the most difficult subject one can select. Okay, so back to my subject. As you can see, this horse is surrounded by epic pastel pink, subtle blue hues in the background sky, and foreground in somewhat cooler in chroma. As it starts receding into the horizon, which is still not complete, and this is evolving around the underpainting process. With having said that, the point I'm about to mention is I have seen and observed a lot of artists painting a horse and its background, but the horse does not seem to be a part where it is located. Meaning, the horse seems like a cutout. Always remember to paint your subjects in a way that where they are standing, the surrounding ambient tones represented in the ambience, the light, the skies, and the foreground will in some form reflect on the skin of your subjects. This approach is the only way to make it all come together. Some paintings don't come together unless you really work your composition and tonal transitions that you're happy with. Okay, so let's talk a bit about the portrait process. Try to recognize the intent. By intent, I mean it is like a plot progressing towards how you want to determine what the portrait would look like. Importance of having an intent is the most important step you should try to visualize before starting a portrait. It helps to pave the way to effectively execute a painting, but by plotting and recognizing the intent, we are also more learning about ourselves. We learn who we are and what we want to say, what sort of feelings to depict. So the approach I take is a combination of certain stages which matures and dries, then I glaze on top. But I also keep in mind that every stage I paint is close to painting like the brushwork of alla prima, focusing more on structure and tonal transitions rather than trying to perfectly blend everything, with which I'm going to end up making it a mess and making it look more plastic and unnatural. So I try avoiding overblending altogether. I have seen a lot of painters struggling with painting details and overblending too much. This issue persists like forever in majorly every successful beginner artist, as if it is some sort of a plastic digital image they want to establish. Blending too much makes your work look rather amateur and tacky. It is a matter of taste, and you need to develop that taste by studying the old great masters. So you look clearly and see the effects of their work, the transition in their work, and that they're not blending too much. It is not about all smooth altogether. Look, for example, look at Sargent. Any realist painter, look at their loose brushwork on the hair, skin, and drapery. There is nothing there. It's ugly up close, but as soon as you move far away 3 feet, you can see those magical details all come together like a beautiful panache of realism. I'm not saying blending is bad, but too much perfection and blending makes your work look unrealistic, and it takes away the essence, the rhythm, and the sensitive, intimate brushwork. Remember not to overpaint the details. See how I'm tackling the connecting line of the nose to the forehead, then making it less visible. This is the lost edge. Lost edges are important in every subject. Planes that move from us are lost, and you see some, and at the same time you lose some details. It is a continuous effort of how you see light, midtones, and darks that are lost and sharpened. But do that with logic. Throw the idea of painting pretty out of the window. Only one rule you need to follow is use blotches of paint, paint the correct values and colors, and that is it. Okay, this is it for now. Thank you so much for watching. My next segment is going to be focused on finishing the painting. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share it with everyone. I make these videos for people who are unable to afford art education, and for whatever reason they're unable to attend my sessions in person. So take care, and Allah Hafiz.